What's up, everybody? You watching On Air with Nick Java podcast. I'm here with my man Rob. Yo, Rob, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
What's on your mind tonight, bro?
Looking forward to. I'm going to Virginia in May 2nd for a film festival.
What you what kind of if you don't mind me asking, what kind of films y'all looking at?
It's an independent film festival. So I played there last year. I reached out to the guy. I reached out to him earlier in the year. So the year before I reached out to him on Messenger, so I was just hitting up random film festivals, trying to play. And then he got back to me like that January. So last January he got back to me. And he's like, I'm doing
now, when you say Rob, when you say is Rob okay?
Yeah.
When you say I was trying to play, are you trying to play music there, or are you trying to
play music there?
Okay.
And so he got back to me January, and he's like, hey, if you want to come down and play a song or two, you're more than welcome to. So I had to go back and read what I wrote him because
it been so long too, though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I had to go back and reread it to say,
my man Rob, he's grinding, bro.
Yeah. So so of course I said yeah. And so it's in Virginia, it's in Dulles, Virginia, which is about, I'm in New York, I'm in Long Island, so I drove.
8 hours, ain't it? 8-9 hours?
Nah, I made it in 5. It's like 5 hours.
Rob like the speed, man.
I speed down, man. I'll tell you one thing. Last time I went down to Charlotte last August, I think. And usually my plan is I leave at 4 a.m. and I get to Charlotte by 6:30, 7, because I'll stop for food, stop for gas.
Now, when you're on the road, do you eat differently on the road than you do when you're around your home state of New York?
I try to do different things. Like usually I'll stop in Virginia and I'll stop at Golden Corral. And
that's just good.
Yeah. That shit will hold me over until I get down there.
What's your like? Okay, let's say we go to Golden Corral together.
Yeah.
What is your like? What is your plate gonna look like?
I try everything, man.
I love it. I love it. I like the Golden Corrals that have the chocolate.
The fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's none in New York. There's none out here. So I usually stop there, and then that'll hold me over until I get down there. But the last time I went down there, last July, I made it down there. I made it to the middle of Virginia before noon, and I left at 4. So when I got to Golden Corral, they were still serving breakfast, which I've never done before. Usually I get to Golden Corral and they're serving lunch.
Yeah, me and my girl, we were I got this real late show that I play on Friday nights, and me and my girl, man, we were like, we had figured out, it's really kind of a sad thing to figure out, right, Rob?
Right.
But we had figured out when McDonald's stops serving cheeseburgers and they start serving breakfast, and it's at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? It jacks us up because I don't know if I can eat like breakfast twice before lunch hits at noon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need late at night. I need a cheeseburger and I need to go to sleep, bro.
Yeah. I got you. But I made it down there. I made it to my hotel at like 5:30. I'm like, oh shit! Like this is the fastest. That's the fastest I ever made it down there. I flew down there. I know I was scanning it because I kept on looking at the speedometer, and I kept seeing 70, 70, 70. So I was gunning it down there.
So you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
What are you into?
I'm into everything. I grew up on Slash. I grew up on
You're a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Yeah, huge. That's
now,
what
you being a Guns N' Roses fan. Okay, I'm glad we're talking about this because, okay, Axl Rose is one of the most controversial frontmen of all time when it comes. How do you go from, that amazing to? I feel like if they could have held it together, they would have been considered one of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah, and people constantly always said that, and they still say it to this day. But they were kind of like a ticking time bomb that, Axl, you go back and you read old interviews and stuff and documentaries, after Slash left and after Use Your Illusions. That's the one constant thing. Oh man, if they held it together, they could have been like the Rolling Stones and stuff like that. But they were such a time bomb when they came out, and Axl was such a high strung when he when they first came out. It was.
No, brother, you can't control a nuclear warhead, bro.
Yeah.
So
and there's a lot of stuff.
I love Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
But they had the inner workings of that band was so complex. Like one of my buddies was like really, really good friends with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, Zach De La Rocca is like straight edge. And then the rest of them are not, but that's fine. But then they have different political beliefs. And Rage Against the Machine is a very
political, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be in that band, you probably need to go along with whatever the mouthpiece is saying.
Yeah.
But
I got
you know what? At least we got like Rage Against the Machine still stands to me as one of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah.
Would you put Rage Against the Machine as one of the top 10 bands of all time in your opinion?
Yeah. I would say, and even though they're genre too, when they first hit the scene, kind of like with Guns N' Roses. When Guns N' Roses came out,
about the same time frame, wasn't it? That was about the same time frame, wasn't it?
Nah,
I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna look this up while we're talking, man.
Guns N' Roses was 87 when Appetite came out.
Let me see. You keep going, brother. I'll let you know. I'm gonna look it up because you could be right. Okay, Guns N' Roses, hard rock band formed in 1985.
Okay.
They signed to Geffen Records in 1986. They had the classic lineup of Axl Rose / Izzy and Duff and drummer Steven Adler. Now that's the classic one, right?
Right.
And let me see here. The first record, their debut record. Now, this is the record I love by them. Appetite for Destruction, 1987.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was 87.
Let's check out. You keep going, and I'll let you know what I'm what I learned about. Because I love having this conversation with you, buddy. By the way,
yeah.
Rage,
and you gotta remember, 87. There was a lot of the big thing was stuff like Bon Jovi and Poison. So when Guns N' Roses came out, their sound was totally different compared to a group like Poison or even Motley Crue. Their sound was totally different than theirs.
So here we go. We talking music tonight. I love this, bro. I love this. So 1991, following the breakup of Tom Morello's former band Lockup, which I never even heard about them. Yeah, me and you were deep diving tonight. We should call this podcast like deep diving hard rock music, right?
Yeah.
1991, following the breakup of Tom Morello's former band Lockup and former Lockup drummer John Knox.
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Rage Against the Machine. I'm going to look at it here. So record label owner and design producer Kim. So Rage is formed. The idea is formed in 1989, which that's even further back than I thought. However, I think you are correct in the actual. Here we go.
So 95.
The band's debut release came in 1992.
Okay.
Which that's actually further back than I thought it was.
Yeah, I know it was like after. I know it was around Soundgarden and Alice in Chains time, but I know it was a little bit after that.
Were you a Rage fan?
I was so caught up with Guns N' Roses because when 92, I was in middle school. So I was listening to Use Your Illusion 1, Use Your Illusion 2. I got into Kiss. Kiss came out with Revenge. And it might not have been 92, it might have been earlier. But I remember the video for I Just Wanna, and I didn't know at the time because I was a teenager and I didn't know anything, So I didn't know MTV, you couldn't curse on it. So their first video was I Just Wanna. Oh, okay, I Just Wanna. So I'm listening to, and it says, I Just Wanna Forget. I'm like, all right, cool. So my mom got me the tape, and I can't remember if it was the tape, if it was the studio version, because right after that, they released Kiss Alive 3, which they do it on that. But on a live version, after the solo, he says there's a magic word, and that word is fuck. So he kind of does like a call and response. I just want to. So the magic word is fuck. So I'm sitting here. I never heard the tape before. I have it blasting. My mom's home. I'm in my room, but I have it blasting. And I lived at my grandma's house. So my mom, and my brother lived upstairs, and my grandma was downstairs. And my grandma was home, so of course she was home. So I have it blasting, and I didn't know that that he's gonna say there's a magic word, and that magic word is fuck. And I jumped up and I thought I lowered it fast enough. My mom wouldn't hear it. She heard it. She came. I had the door shut. She came knocking on the door. Opened the door up. Yelled at me. Said, "If you don't lower this, I'm gonna, throw the tape out, whatever." And I kept it low after that, and I discovered that forget isn't what they meant on MTV.
That is a beautiful story, and I want to mention to you too. We got like a minute and a half left before my time runs out on my thing here. Okay. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna name two bands, and we're gonna go rapid fire. You ready?
Ready.
You tell me who you think is better. Poison versus Guns N' Roses. Who's better?
Ooh. I'm going to say Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Although Poison's the closer. I grew up on Poison too. Well,
they're good. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine versus Limp Bizkit.
I'll go with Rage.
That's my guy right there. Pearl Jam versus Creed.
Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to throw you another one. You're going to be like, Nick, nobody compares these people. Amy Winehouse versus Celine Dion.
Ooh.
That's actually a pretty good comparison.
Yeah. I never really listened to Celine Dion that much.
Yeah. We're going with Amy Winehouse over here.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Let's link back up soon. And everybody, you guys watch it on there on Nick Driver podcast. I'm here with my friend tonight. Hey, tell everybody who you are, brother.
I'm Robert McKay. I go by DreamChaser. I'm on Facebook, Robert McKay. I have a link on my Facebook for Instagram.
You guys have a blessed night, man. We just lost Robert right there. But yeah, man. You guys have a great night. Take care.